Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Retro Gal, and today I'm really excited. I'm going to do kind of a first impressions with you guys, and I'm going to apologize if I'm a little squinty. I'm trying to get the lighting in here decent right now. Sorry, I have really bad allergies too, so I have a nose that will not stop draining. I know it's gross watching me wipe my nose. But it's sunny, but it's cloudy, and hopefully this weekend I will get lights ordered so I have more control over the lighting in here right now. But I wanted to do like a get ready with me first impressions on the Physicians Formula, their limited edition line of makeup that is out right now in the drugstores. I found mine at Rite Aid. Lipsticks and highlight. So there is a foundation. Woo, there's only 4 shades, which is not great. I don't know if that's going to work for me. There are 4 lipstick shades. I picked up 2. There are 2 eyeshadow quads. I really hope any of this turns out. Let me take this. Take these out. There's 2 eyeshadow quads. Really pretty. So I'm going to do a fall look because I thought these were perfect for fall. This one is called Smoky Plums. Looks like that. And this one is called Classic Nudes. Looks like that. Then you have the powder, the Mineral Glow Pearls in the color Pearl. There are other glow pearls out in the line right now, the permanent line, but they are not exactly named Pearl. And then the 2 lipstick shades that I picked up are Red and Berry, so I'll swatch those for you. So hopefully I have enough room on my camera card to get this going. So we're going to kind of jump into things. I'm a huge Physicians Formula fan anyway. If you've ever passed them by in the drugstore, I do encourage you to give them a try. I think their powders are amazing. They do bronzer really well. They do face powders really well. They do blushes really well. Their eyeliner, their eye booster eyeliner is my favorite. So I pulled in a bunch of other items from my Physicians Formula arsenal, and then I'm kind of filling in wherever I don't have anything. So let's kind of get started and see how things go. I don't know. Didn't I grab? I did grab. Okay. I honestly don't know if the foundation is going to work for me. Like I said, there were only 4 shades. It seemed like there was 2 light medium and 2 medium shades, and like they had 1 like warm shade and 1 cool shade. I picked up what appeared to be the warm shade in the kind of light to medium tone. The cool shade looked significantly pinker, and even though I am kind of cool, I'm cool to neutral undertone, if I pick anything up that has too much pink and it's not quite the right shade, then it looks way pink on my skin. Whereas if I pick something up that is either warm or neutral, I can kind of fudge it. So the shade that I picked up is Cream Ivory. It looks like this. I haven't tried any of these. I swatched this a little bit on the back of my hand and I was like, oh no, but we'll see. So I used the Too Faced, what is this called? Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I got a little sample size of this from Sephora. I'm really liking this, so I may pick that up for my regular, to put in my arsenal of makeup. So like I said, the other shade basically looked almost identical in depth of tone. It was just a lot pinker. So I don't know. That's kind of the downfall with Physicians Formulas. A lot of their foundation shades are very limited in range. There's only a couple of shades. So we'll see if this is going to work. I tried it kind of on the back of my hand and it seemed like it was going to be too dark, but actually now that I'm applying it, it kind of seems like it might work. So this is like a pan cream formula, and if you don't know, Physicians Formula was created in 1937, so it is their limited edition anniversary collection is what's out right now. It was started by a doctor whose wife had incredibly sensitive skin, and she couldn't use a lot of the other makeup that was on the market because the ingredients irritated her sensitive skin. This is actually kind of working not too shabby for me. So if you are any lighter complected than I am, I don't think that the foundation is going to work. This is their La Velvet foundation. La Velvet. So we'll see how this works out. And after I'm done filming, I am going to try and get like a really good photo to insert, because I know this lighting is going to be kind of atrocious because it's cloudy. It's partially cloudy, and it's kind of like those like partially broken clouds. It's not like solid clouds. So the sun is out, the sun is gone, the sun is out again. It's gonna make for interesting filming. But this is actually not too bad of a shade for me. I think I definitely, if I had picked up the one that had the more pink undertone, I think it would have looked incredibly pink under on my skin. I don't feel like this looks too yellow considering it's a warm undertone and I'm not really warm. So I think this may err more towards the neutral end of things. It's not sitting super pretty on my pores around my nose, but it could also be this brush that I'm using. So yeah, the coverage isn't bad, but like I said, anywhere that I kind of have texture, and I don't have like really severe texture issues, but I do have like pores and more mature late 30s skin. It is kind of emphasizing that a little bit. So I'll have to kind of play with different brushes with this foundation and see if a different brush kind of makes it the application a little bit smoother. Sorry, I got nose hair sticking out. I'm all over the place. I was doing better with my allergies, and then I forgot 2 nights in a row, I forgot to take my allergy medication at the same time that I had been taking it. And so now, a lovely breakout right under there. Now I'm kind of starting over. So this is kind of a thicker formula, so I think if you have really oily skin, you probably won't like this, even though it's called a velvet foundation. I don't think it claims to be matte. It just says velvet. It says long-lasting formula, provides buildable coverage, conceals skin imperfections, discolorations, evens out skin tone, and visibly minimizes pores. I don't know that visibly minimizes pores. I honestly feel like it's kind of sitting on some of my pores a little bit more than other foundations that I have. But I think if you're someone with dry skin, you would definitely really like this. I'm kind of trying to make this work down my neck. It is a little bit more yellow than my neck, but not bad at all. If you want any follow-ups on anything, you can always just comment down below and I'll kind of do a follow-up later on. I don't have a concealer for them right now, so I'm just going to use my Younique Mineral Skin Touch Perfecting Concealer. So I'm just going to use that to, kind of give myself a little bit more coverage underneath my eyes with my dark circles. I'll post I'll list everything down below that I am using if you are curious. I definitely think if you are combination on the oily side, you're definitely going to need to set this foundation. Because it just kind of looks like not set on the skin. It may set as it kind of dries down, but I definitely feel like I would have to. I'm not like the oiliest person on earth, but I definitely feel like I need to set this in order to not look like a grease cake and have this move. But this would probably be like a nice foundation going like from fall going into winter for anyone who's drier. Just kind of, I'm having kind of a weird reaction on my forehead right now to something, and I haven't quite figured out what my skin is reacting to, so that's always fun. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this. I'm just gonna use my, I don't have a setting powder for them right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Younique setting powder. It's what I've been using to set any foundation that I've been using lately, so just use what I have. I have a couple other setting powders, but I've just been really gravitating, is that a word? Gravitating towards using this all the time because I feel like it seems to work really well with just about any foundation that I use, which is always a good thing. So, and I'm kind of struggling to look for brushes because I had a wedding that I was helping with this weekend, so my makeup brushes are, I still haven't, or this weekend, I did a wedding last weekend, the weekend before, and I just haven't fully unpacked my kit yet. I know. But I'm just gonna kind of do a nice light dusting. Powdered, it actually looks really pretty. I do like general the look that this foundation has. I just think this would definitely, for me, this would be something that I would probably only use during the winter. I would not be able to use this during summer. I think it's too kind of creamy to use during winter. So I don't have anything for brows, so I'm going to try and do my brows as quickly as possible. This is what always takes me like the longest. So again, I'm just using my Younique brow pencil. This is actually, even if I wasn't a part of the Younique family, I would still buy this brow pencil because it is my favorite brow pencil of all time. It just works really well. The consistency is like the exact consistency I look for in a brow pencil, and so it just makes application like so easy for me. I can generally do my brows pretty quick with it. So yeah, and I use the shade medium, but I was actually really excited to see this collection in my local drugstore because I had heard about a month ago, I think, I had heard that they were doing a limited edition, and then I just didn't see it anywhere, and I thought, well, I guess we're just not getting it here in Santa Cruz. Like, I don't know, we kind of get very few of, I feel like, the limited edition products that companies put out. I don't know why, or we get very little. I guess we're just not a high volume market over here, which is kind of a bummer. Because I'm trying to rush my brows, they are turning out to be a really interesting shape, but that's alright. It's okay. My brows are almost, they're very rarely exactly the same shape every day. I feel like they're kind of like my hair, when my hair was longer, and I would do like the same like curl set pattern, and it would never turn out exactly the same every day. It was just like whatever mood they were in to do. And even though I don't have a lot of brow hair, I really need to go in and get what I have sort of waxed and reshaped, because I think that's partially why they're being a little more difficult to direct the shape. Okay, brows are done. They're sort of sisters. They're not even really that great of twins right now, but this is gonna take me forever. So anyways, yeah, I kind of need to go and get them waxed, but whatever. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of contouring, try and move things along to get to the good stuff. I'm using the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula in the light bronze, just to add a little bit of dimension to my skin. This shade is really good if you're very fair. This is gonna be like your best friend shade. If you're like my skin tone, this is just gonna be like a nice, like light, kind of like very natural looking contour without looking overly contoured. So if you have a hard time with contouring, and always feel like everything is just too dark and too much, this Butter Bronzer in the light bronze shade is really, really, really going to be your friend. And it really also helps if you're having a hard time with like foundation, not quite, because my neck is significantly lighter than my face and my chest. So it'll really kind of help to balance those shades, the color differentiation between your face and your neck, because I can't match my foundation to my neck. It's like at least two shades lighter than my face. So it would look ridiculous. My face would look ridiculous if I did that, especially because my neck is so much darker. So just gonna do a little bit of light contouring. And then for blush, I'm going, because I didn't have a blush, I'm gonna use the Physicians Formula. It's the Happy Booster Blush in the shade Natural. Oh, I left it. Okay, I'll use this brush. So I'm just gonna swirl. I really like this shade. It's a really just pretty nice, kind of everyday, doesn't really matter what look you're wearing kind of blush. I need to get a mirror that will stand up in front of me while I'm doing my makeup. That would make things easier. And this this blush comes in a couple of different shades, but it's another, like, blushes are another thing that Physicians Formula just does really, really well, that I really, really like. All of their blushes are just phenomenal that they come out with. And I'll probably go back and blush some more after I do the eyes, but I want to get going on that. So I'm going to do a fall look. I think I'm going to use predominantly the Smoky Plums. So these are the shades. So you've got two matte, well, they're kind of like satin browns, and then two shades. One is more plummy and one's more like electric purple. So we'll see what's going to happen with this. Where am I going to start? What am I going to start with? I think I'm actually going to like just grab this lighter brown tone from the Natural, the Nudes or Natural, what is this? Classic Nudes. And I'm going to kind of run that just kind of all over my eyelid just to kind of start things off. I like to have some kind of powder down on my lids so that whatever I go to apply, it just has like a nice base to kind of blend into. Okay, sorry about that. It stopped, my camera stopped filming for some reason. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna go into the plum, and I'm gonna start with, I think I'm gonna start with this lightest brown shade first, just to start things off, and we'll kind of take off and see where this leads us. So I'm just kind of running this into my, sorry if my camera is not at the angle that it was before. So I'm just kind of running this first shade into my crease, just so we can kind of see where things go. I can't decide if I just want to do like a full-on like smoky eye, or if I want to just do like a plummy eye. And maybe do rock this kind of more, I don't know, these are such like shimmery shades, I feel like. Okay, we're gonna go in with the darker brown now. So this darker brown shade. We're gonna deepen this up. Let's take some of this, like so. And then we'll actually take this over here to the inside too. Let's kind of smooth this out. Kind of switching gears in the middle here. The shape for this. Not bad. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this like really true plummy shade. I'm going to go right over the top of that darker shade, that brown where I put it. The darker brown that I put down in the halo, and we're just going to kind of run that over it like so. And then we'll just kind of smooth that around. The shimmer shadows in this quad are very, very shimmery. They still have a nice like smooth texture. They don't feel like hard and crusty. Like they did a good job keeping them a little more of that buttery feeling, which is nice, but I don't see a terrible amount of fallout, but they are like borderline like glitter, which is kind of interesting how nicely they kind of smoothly go on, considering like some of the couple of the shades, especially in, there's like two shades in each, or one shade in each palette that looks like it would be chunky and hard to blend, which is one of the colors that I'm using right now. This kind of more traditional like plummy color, but they are smoothing. They are going on pretty smoothly. Of course there is some fallout. It's chunky glitter, that's to be expected. Let me find a flat brush. And then I'm going to use this kind of more vibrant purple color in the center of my eye, where that negative space is. I feel like this one doesn't have quite as much pigment and color payoff as that plum shade. This one seems to be a little bit more sheer. It's also not as chunky of a texture. It's almost more like a smooth metallic, whereas that other plum shade was kind of like a chunky metallic. So, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a pencil brush, which I just saw, here it is, and we're gonna run that deeper brown shade along the bottom, kind of the same way we did on the top. So I'm going to leave a little bit of negative space there in the middle. Hopefully my camera is still going. I didn't hear it stop, so. And then I'm going to take that first plummy shade again, basically the same deal as I did on top. I'm going to do below, kind of layering these colors. I really like this owl quad though. Just don't stick your eyeshadow brush in your eye. I am getting some chunks there. Okay, and then we're going to take that more vibrant purple and we're going to stick that again in the negative space. And I have a ton of fallout. That's not attractive, but sort of half expected that with these shades, so that is kind of a bummer and something to keep in mind. Sorry about the noise. Let me see, here we go. I did forget to grab a black liner, which is kind of like a pencil liner, which is poopy, but that's alright. And then I'm going to take from this shadow quad, I think I'm going to take this kind of like white, silvery, taupey shade for my inner corner highlight. This was the one that seemed to swatch not the greatest, so we'll see. Hopefully I can get some of this in there. Okay. That works pretty well. And man, this stuff just, oof. Honestly, I would suggest using these purple shades like before you do your foundation, because now that I'm looking up close, it's like all over my face. This actually would have been better if I had just grabbed a pencil liner to tight line, but I wasn't totally sure what I was doing with my makeup. You know what? We're just going to do a little bit of a wing because this is just looking a little funky. I really just needed to tight line this look. But like I said, I didn't really know where I was going with this look, so normally I wouldn't. Oh, this is just going down south. This is going south fast, people. Fast. what happens when I try and do an impromptu wing. After I haven't mentally prepared to do a wing liner. Is anybody else like that? You have to mentally like prepare to do a winged liner before you can achieve one. Am I the only person? Okay, so since we did a wing, I'm going to kind of de-smokify, if that's even a real word, some of that lower lash line. Kind of compensate. There we go. Kind of bring that up a little bit. Alright, this is what happens when you don't have a plan and you just start doing the makeup. See if we can kind of gently buff that down a little bit. Okay. Bad. So this is the eyes. So now I'm just going to curl lashes and put on my mascara. Okay, so mascara is on. Nothing like an allergy day to make applying makeup so difficult. So I'm just going to blush it up a little bit more. Like I said, since ended up being such a deep eye. I really didn't think I was going to do like this like purple smoky eye. That wasn't my original plan, but that's where we are. So now I'm going to take the highlighter, the Mineral Glow Pearls highlighter in Pearl. This seemed really glittery when I tried to swatch it, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. I can see some like really fine glitter in that. I thought with some of these though, like once you kind of got through the first sort of layers of it, that glitteriness went away. So I don't know if this is the same or not. But we'll see. So I'm going to kind of change up what I was going to do with my lips because the eyes are so deep now. I'm not going to do exactly what I planned on for the lips. So we'll see. But I'm going to use the berry shade with this. And then, depending on how sheer it is, because I have not tried out these lipsticks yet, I have a couple of deeper lip liners to kind of work with. So this is what... plastic is so difficult. This is what they look like. They're in this cute, just plastic tube. They have a bullet like the Besame lipsticks, which makes me think that this is probably like the standard, what the standard bullet look like. So I'm gonna actually swatch this first because I want to know how sheer or opaque this is. Kind of glossy. It is kind of like a glossier lipstick. So it's like that is the berry. I think actually I'm going to go ahead and line. I'm going to use actually my brown lip liner, which I know sounds weird, but I wanted to kind of like have it be like a deeper berry, like a brownie berry color. So So I'm not going like all over the lips with the brown, just kind of on the outer edges. And then we'll put this on and see how it looks. Hopefully it turns out like it is in my head. Yeah, so that really kind of turned out how I kind of hoped. These angled bullets are always so bizarre for me. This definitely has like a lot of slip to it, so it's a very moisturizing lipstick. Sorry about that, camera stopped again. But like I was saying, these are not going to be like they're not going to stay put very well because it is so slick. So just be aware of that, that these aren't going to, they're probably not going to be a lot of longevity with these. And I just kind of want to reline this a little bit. And then I'm just going to use some setting spray because this is going to need it. This is just the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Alright, and that is the final look. So here it is. I don't know how the professional YouTubers do it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry about the rambling. I'm sort of getting used to doing all of this, but I think that overall this is definitely something to check out if you happen to see it in your local drugstore. I'll quickly swatch the two lipsticks next to each other just so you can see. There's also a coral and a nude, but I didn't grab those. This is more of a, I think this is a pretty blue tone. I just smushed that tip into the side of the cap. That's poopy. This berry is kind of more of like a mauve-y berry. So these aren't super saturated color lipsticks, so you are going to need liners. So again, this is the red and that's the berry, which is what I'm working. But I think it is pretty. So it's definitely something that's fun. And right now, at Rite Aid, it's buy one get one free for Physicians Formula. So if you happen to have a Rite Aid in your area, definitely go ahead and grab one and check it out. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give me a thumbs up and like my videos. It really helps me to be seen. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you will get notifications anytime that I do upload. And thanks so much for watching and being a part of the family. I hope everyone is doing well, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Okay, and here is the final look. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to get the highlight to pop more in the pictures, but I do think it showed up pretty well in the video. If you'd like to see any looks with the other eyeshadow palette and the red lipstick, please just comment below and I will put one of those up too. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.